Hey, what's going on? It's time for the Real Table Podcast. I think this is episode 18. Earlier today, I knew I was going to record at night, and I told myself I'm going to have to check before I say what episode this is, and I didn't do it. I forgot. Oh well. Well, by the way, this is the first podcast I'm recording in my room. Finally changing it up. It's not. Well, I guess it is like a milestone podcast, but it's not a big one. But I'm not doing it in my car, so I can kind of sit down and relax. I got more to look at. Plus, I don't have to listen and keep my head on a swivel and look around all over the place when I'm in the car. But anyways, it is Wednesday, June 5th, 2019, and we're coming along. So what have you been up to? I'll tell you what I've been up to. I've been working a lot. I already told you about the Colorado trip. It was a lot of fun. Ever since then, I worked a couple shifts. I worked a weekend at the stadium. I worked Monday. The Dodgers came to town, man. Let's say Dodgers Diamondbacks. That's always a good game to watch, but man, so many LA fans moved to Phoenix. So every time you go to a Diamondbacks game or a Coyotes game, you just see a bunch of LA fans to the point where it's probably a little bit louder for LA when they do something compared to when the home team Arizona does something, which is really frustrating. But seriously, LA, all the LA folk, they all come to Phoenix, which is fine, I guess, if they can just admit that LA's not that great. But, every time they come over, it's like, oh, California's still great, LA's still great, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, why did you move out here? Why don't you move back? Well, yeah, they never have a good reason for it. There just isn't. It's super annoying, and they all come over here, them and their bandwagon fans, they all come over here, and they tarnish everything at Chase Field or at Gila River Arena. Man, there's just too many LA fans. Don't like it. In fact, I've been listening to Anima by Tool. I think that's how you say it, Anima, the song, not the album, but the song. And you know what? Yeah, I agree. If LA could just fall off into the ocean, that'd be great. That'd be preferred. But of course, that's not gonna happen. But anyways, so I worked that game, and we lost the first two. We won today. We walked it off, and I know it's some one game out of 162, but it's always a good feeling. It's always a nice feeling when you beat LA. Man, people come up with the chant "Beat LA, beat LA, beat LA." All right, well, I came up with "Suck it, LA," because yeah, they can suck it. They can suck it good and long. Don't like it. It's getting to the point where I'm sorry, I'm clearing my throat. It's getting to the point where you think to yourself, all right, they went to the World Series twice. They lost to the Astros in 7 games, which was a great series. Then they lost to the Red Sox, which is boring to watch. The postseason last year was such a disappointment. And now it's like, well, great, who are they going to play in the World Series? And not just have it, who are they going to lose to in the World Series? But anyways, damn, what's going on in my throat? The Toronto Raptors are up 2-1 over Golden State. I like that. I want to see Golden State fall. Maybe this will be the beginning. Oh my god. I'm going to sit back here. Try to get away from the camera. Alright, here we go. Man, if Toronto can pull us off, they've never even been to the finals. This is their first trip. How about that? Your first trip to the finals, and you're going to go all the way and win. Well, they only need 2 more wins, so we'll see. And I don't know. I don't follow basketball. I don't know the contract status, and I don't really know anything about basketball, but I know they've been good for a long time. So hopefully this will be the end of it all. And then the Stanley Cup. The games are more spread out now, but the series is tied at 2. They last played on Monday, I believe. And they play today, actually. Yeah, today's Thursday. Yeah, they play today. Oh, man. Series is tied at 2. Game 5, this is a big one. This is a big game. You win, you got the momentum. It does carry over. You know how many series I've seen in hockey and baseball where it's 6 games. If you want to guess how long the series is going to go, a safe bet is always 6 games. That's what I always say. Because you see sweeps, they happen, and then you see game 7. You see full 7 games. So I usually go 5-6 games. I really think 6 games. Oops, I just dropped the camera or the phone. I think 6 games is a safe bet. Like I said, if you have to pick one. But what is it? The LA Kings. They finished last season. Wow, look at that. Dodgers are in first. What are the other teams? The Rams went to the Super Bowl and lost. That was the only time I went for the Patriots. Yes, I went for the Patriots because I don't want LA to win. I don't. So, yeah, I went for the Patriots this year. And, hey, you know what? If the Patriots played another team I don't like, I would probably go for the Patriots again. It's just like in baseball. I don't like the Giants, but when the Giants play the Dodgers, I'm going for the Giants. There are exceptions for the most part. Alright? Also, today, I had some extra free time, so not only did I go and play drums, but I actually recorded. I recorded my first song in, actually almost 2 months. Last one I recorded was on April 8th, and I still haven't edited it yet. I have 3 songs I need to edit, so I gotta get on that. But anyways, I filmed it, went great. I was skimming through the iPod, and I was like, what am I gonna do? And then that song came up, and I tried to play it, and I couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, why is this so frustrating? All these guys on YouTube can do it. Why can't I figure this out? So I went on YouTube, and I really sat down and just watched these guys, and I was able to figure it out. Looking back, I didn't do an angle I wanted to do with my feet, but, it's all good. It's no big deal. It was literally going to be like a 3-second shot anyways. Would have been a bitch to edit that in. So it's no big deal. But, I recorded again. It's nice. It's a good feeling. Now I just need to get back to editing. I got 3 videos ready to be edited, so if I film one more, I'll have a month ready to go. It's just, I'm not going to say it's hard, but it's, sometimes it can be annoying, especially with the program I'm using, because it freezes up. It freezes up so often, and it makes editing, it just takes 3 times as long, because what should only take, if you edit like 10 seconds, it'll play about 2 seconds, and then it'll just go like that. So you have to pause, and then press play, and then it'll play, and then it'll stop again. It's just very frustrating. And I have a song that I did start to upload, or edit. It's like 5.5 minutes. I got like a minute and a half done. I know that one, oh god, that one's gonna be so annoying. Because I know for a damn fact there's going to be a bunch of editing that I have to do in there. And I'm not looking forward to it, but you know what? Once I get past that, then I have the second video, which went by great. The filming was fine. Editing shouldn't be too bad, but we'll see. And now the third one. And this one went by really smoothly. There's 4 angles. I think I made a mistake in the first 3, but I was able to, fix it in all the other ones. So if I made a mistake in the first video in one part, and the second video I played that part again and I didn't make a mistake. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, I do film all my videos separately. I don't film it one time with multiple cameras. I use one camera and I film it 3, 4, 5 times. As many times, almost how many angles you see, that's how many times I filmed it. Occasionally, I'll do what I call a special angle, which means I'll play it 3, 4 times, and all 3, 4 times I'll mess up on one spot, so I'll go out of my way, set up a new angle off to the side or wherever, and just edit that, or play that 1, 10, 15, 30-second part, and then edit that angle in. So sometimes it can look a little weird or awkward when you're watching the videos, and then out of nowhere you just see this random angle, come in, and you never see it again. So that's why. And anyways, another thing was I bought a new hockey hat. Looking forward to that, because I collected I have all baseball teams. I got some alternates too, and I'll still keep, getting some if I see one that, is cool, that I think. Because there are a couple out there that I don't have. I need to get this cool Mets one or Brewers one, and I gotta get my San Diego Padres hat, the one that somebody stole. I still can't believe who would steal a retro 80s San Diego Padres hat? I mean, come on, even if you were to sell it, you wouldn't get that much for it. You'd probably get maybe $20 for it. I mean, it's not like it's game used. I bought it at a damn hat club. So, I don't know. But yeah, I'd like to get my hockey hat collection going. How many do I have? I got Coyotes, Red Wings, Blues, and then Sabres. So 4 NHL teams. I have the Roadrunners, Tucson Roadrunners, but they're a minor league team, so I don't know if that fully counts or not. It's a cool logo. And this one, I got a Florida Panthers hat. There's actually a little story behind this. So a few days ago, I was reading about the Kansas City Scouts, which, if you don't know, I can't blame you. They were a hockey team for 2 seasons. For 2 seasons, they played in Kansas City. They did terrible. Then they moved, or relocated, to Denver. They were the Colorado Rockies. I know, that is a baseball team now, but before the baseball team, they were a hockey team, Colorado Rockies. And then they moved to New Jersey and became the Jersey Devils. So actually, the Kansas City Scouts, you have that logo. It's technically a New Jersey Devils logo or hat, if you want to be a smart ass about it, which I totally am. So anyways, I was reading about their history, and I'm like, I'd like to get a Kansas City Scouts logo. It looks cool. KC, right on. So I went online, and I have a very specific hat type that I like. And I think it's fitted. You can't adjust it on the back. You have to get it in sizes, like 7, 7 1/8, 7 1/4, 7 1/2, or whatever. So I have a pretty small head, so it can be a little difficult, finding a hat. I think there was a Mets hat I wanted to get, but it was too big. It was like 7 1/2. It just looks silly on me. I mean, I guess I could have bought it and just, put it in the collection, but I could never wear it, so what's the point? But anyways, I lost my train of thought again. Carrying over from the last podcast. Seriously, what the fuck? Oh yeah. So I went online, I'm trying to find it, I go on Google, and I'm just like, Kansas City Scouts, and you see hats, but they're like little flimsy ones, and I'm like, come on, you got nothing. There's not one hat company out there that makes it, and I found one. And I clicked on it, and it brought me to this website, and it had, not just that, but it had all these other teams, like obscure teams, like Minnesota North Stars, Florida Panthers, but the old logos. What the fuck else? I can't think of anything. Anyways, it had all these cool logos, or cool hats, but they were old vintage, and I'm like, cool. I found a really nice website. This is like when a heroin junkie finds a new dealer to get his fix and everything. This is exactly what it was. So I'm trying to buy it, and I'm entering my card, and it's not accepting my card. It says MasterCard payments only. I have Visa. I'm like, why would you limit yourself to one kind of card? That seems really dumb. Even for a big company, that seems really dumb to do. So, my dad was sitting next to me. We tried his card. Nothing happened. And he had a MasterCard too. And it still didn't work. So I'm like, alright, you know what? I'll have to do it on the computer. No big deal. So I had to go to work, and then after work I was going to look into it, but I was too tired, so I went to bed. And then the next day, or 2 days later, I went online and I typed in I looked up the website. It was called www.basketballhat.com. And I thought, that's a really strange website name to sell everything, including baseball hats. Including basketball hats, whatever. Since it's called basketballhats.com. So, right before I'm about to click on the website, I see a website that reviews it. And it had 6 reviews. All of them were 1 star. So I click on it, and everyone was saying the same thing. It's a scam. People bought, $40 worth of whatever. They never received anything. The company's not getting back to them. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm not getting that hat then. Whatever. And I was pretty disappointed. I was pretty upset. But looking back, I should have known. Like, $8 or $9 for a nice hat like that? Come on. I'm better than that. Like, I'm pretty dumb, but I know I'm better than that. And then yesterday, I'm saying a lot. I gotta knock that shit off. Dude, there's Bryce Harper. He's on the Phillies now, but he was on the Nationals for the longest time. Oh my god, that guy in an interview, he says literally every single sentence. Sorry, my bad. Every single sentence starts with I mean, even like simple questions. Like if he comes in after a game and it's just like, so and I just did it right there, but let's say like a reporter comes in and just be like, Bryce, what was going through your head after you struck out swinging on that last pitch? Yeah, it was a low pitch, thought I could hit it. Batter was coming in. And he just says, every single sentence. Every single one. He cannot say anything. He can't start a sentence with anything else other than I don't understand it. It's so frustrating. It really... He does not sound like a smart guy. I mean, if you're starting every single sentence with the word and you can't change it up every once in a while... I mean, I used to think that if you had, like all these like celebrities or, public figures, I used to think, if they had a boyfriend or girlfriend, then they were smart. They knew what they were doing, and clearly that's not the case. As I've gotten older, and this has been years in development, as I've gotten older, I've come to realize dating when you're a millionaire must be very difficult because people love money, and then it's like they love money, and then it's like, oh yeah, there's somebody behind the money. Yeah, I guess they're okay. It's. So I'm looking at Harper, and he's saying every single fucking sentence, and I think to myself, dude, if you didn't play baseball, if you were me, if you were in my position and worked at a normal job and was going to school, and you said every single sentence, I don't think your dating life would be very good at all. In fact, I think you and me would be best friends because of how often nothing happens. I mean, you think I'm kidding? Go online and look up a video of Harper, Bryce Harper. Go online and watch any interview. He says and here's the funny part. Earlier in the year, he was on the. This is when he was still on the Phillies. See, I'm saying a lot too. See, I got to work on that. But anyways, it was like the first month of him as a Philly, and Philadelphia had nothing. Phillies were terrible, and then they signed Harper and Segura. No, they signed McCutchen. Then they traded for Segura, and then they traded for Real Muto. I'm just throwing out a bunch of names. Anyways, he had a bad game. Well, actually, he was having an okay game, and he struck out, and then during the next at bat, he got thrown out of the game and was yelling at the umpire and blah, blah, blah. And then after the game, they interviewed the pitcher, Jake Arrieta, and Arrieta was pissed, rightfully so, because Harper, one of your, best hitters, and even if he's struggling, he gets a lot of walks because people pitch around him. He's out, so you got to replace him with a bench guy. It takes the whole momentum, and then there's a weapon in your lineup just gone. And Arrieta, they were interviewing him. The guy was pissed. He was annoyed, and he didn't say or any small word like that the entire interview. I mean, that guy knows his shit. And then they cut to Bryce Harper, in a different room, and he, again, every single there's like a rhythm to how he says it, because he says everything is it's like he kind of like launches into it. He's like something like that. The game was good. We had a lead in the second inning. Then the error at shortstop really put the momentum on the other team. Then we came up to every single sentence has that but he like throws it in there like a damn boomerang. It's weird. I've never seen a guy say this many times. But again, I think to myself, if that guy was not a millionaire and he walked out in public or just went to school like me talking like that, I really don't think nothing would be happening. I really don't think so. It's amazing how attractive somebody becomes when they get $1 million. Or better yet, when they win millions of dollars. I've said this before. I'm not doing anything. But if I were to win the lottery tomorrow, I guarantee you I would have so many bitches trying to slide into my DMs. It's just like, a week ago nobody was getting back to my messages. But now it's like, hey man, you want to hang out? You're such a cool guy. It's like, right after I win the lottery and get all this money, that's when people start, and it's true. It's fucking true. And like I said, like dating when you're a millionaire, like what kind of lifestyle is that? That just sounds rough. It sounds boring. It sounds like, I don't want to say nothing would get done, but it just feels like it's too just. Look what I have. This is what I have. This is what I can offer. It almost feels like it's like a free agent signing. It's like, all right, look, this is what I can offer. I can offer you like a 3-4 year deal. I can give you 3 years, $45 million. And the other guy goes, well, you know what? There's this other guy. He give me another year. You can give me 4 years, about $60 million. And then you go, damn. All right, I'm gonna have to pass. I can't. Every dating is like free agent signings in any sport, because you come in and you're trying to, make yourself look good. You're trying to sell your team or whatever, and it's just kind of like, because someone will come in that's better than you. They might, be bigger or taller than you. Maybe they work out more and they just look a little better. And maybe they have like not like a nice personality, but maybe they're just like, but he listens to what I say and everything like that. So it's like, yeah, you like some other guy, so you leave and go after him. And guys do the exact same thing. But you know what the funny thing is? Why is it like when you're in a relationship, you become more available? It's because I may have brought this up on here, I'm not sure. But I always wondered that, and someone, I forgot who, but someone recently told me when you're in a relationship, guy or girl, when you're in a relationship, you have more confidence. So you're displaying that confidence in a more profound, hey, I have more confidence. Look at me, everything like that, whether you realize it or not. And it's kind of true. Because I kind of remember when I was in a relationship, I was just socializing more, and people wanted to talk to me, and I didn't. It's not like I had women were like wanting to get with me, but it's just like, no, I'm with a girlfriend. Sorry, I'm already taken. That has not happened and never will happen to me, which I'm kind of okay with. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want a bunch of fake, attention. Especially if it was just for, like, my money or whatever. If I wanted to get used for my looks, totally fine with that. I think that's a compliment in my world. I know there are probably going to be some people out there that listen to that and go like, what's wrong with you? You want to be used for your looks? That's... Look, when you go your entire life and do practically nothing, yeah, getting used for your looks is almost like a compliment in some weird fucked up way. And yeah, it is fucked up. I just said it. So, yeah. Back off, man. I don't know. I think dating as a millionaire, I think that's even harder than dating when you're, again, middle class or poor. I think true love only applies in the poor class. When you're super poor. Because then you can really tell if someone really loves you or not. Because you're fucking poor. They're not going to use you for your money or whatever. And it's like, oh, he's a fucking janitor. He's totally fucking set. I can be a stay-at-home mom. No, it's not the case. So I really think, if you've learned anything on this podcast tonight, I think where to find true love, I think you need to be poor. Or be middle class, but still on the lower side of things. If you're a millionaire, then you're not finding love anytime soon. You see it all the time. These millionaires dating... and they get married, and then they get a divorce 2-3 years later. Come on. And poor people get divorced too, don't get me wrong. But it seems like poor people don't want to get a divorce because they can't afford it. So they really wait. They want to play the waiting game. Their rebuild takes for a while because they want to make sure. I really do think I'm onto something here. I think if you want to find true love, you need to get rid of some of your money. You need to live... in a smaller house, maybe an apartment, go get a job at like a movie theater or some like blue collar job, but not like working on a construction site because you're not going to meet any chicks there. In fact, your life is going to be work and that's it. So unless you want to do that, totally fine. Well, I mean, that's not entirely true. You go on job sites or construction sites, you do see women walking around, and you go to a job site, you meet the homeowner or whatever, but a lot of times they're taken, and a lot of times they are millionaires. They are paying you to do this, so you ain't getting... No. You gotta be poor to find true love. Bam. Call me out, get mad or whatever, but you gotta be poor to find true love. There you go. There you fucking go. So anyways, I'll tell this small story, then I'll start to wrap it up here. But I went to McDonald's yesterday. I think I was telling this story like 20 minutes ago, and then I got sidetracked by Bryce Harper and finding love in poor places. But I was at McDonald's, and I don't know what everybody does, but I placed the order, and then I usually listen to music. Well, this time I was listening to the Bill Burr podcast, which can be a little risky because of some of the things that he'll like talk about or say. I don't want to have the window rolled down. Not because I'll get someone would be offended, but I'll embarrass myself because of how many times he says fuck or cunt or whatever. But he does it in a high-pitched voice, so it's kind of like piercing your ears, and you're like, oh my god, where the fuck is that high-pitched Boston cunt coming from? But anyways, I went to McDonald's, I placed the order, and I don't know why they do this. You ever go to a restaurant or a fast food place and they, again. God, I gotta work on that. They'll have you be like, okay, here's your drink. Now just pull up and we'll walk out with your food. What does that do? That buys you, like, another 20 feet? I really don't get it. So anyways, they told me to do that, and I'm like, okay. Alright, so I get up there, and I thought about it. I was like, I'm gonna leave the window rolled down. Why not? Won't hurt me, won't do anything. So I roll it down, and I'm sitting there, and I'm waiting, and I'm listening to, he's talking about fat people. Oh, it wasn't his podcast, it was his stand-up, sorry. So I'm listening to his stand-up, and he's talking about fat people, and it's funny, it's pretty spot on, too. And basically what he was saying is how it's curable, you know, eat an apple and start walking, you know. And the punchline of the joke, he was talking about how he went to India and he saw a little kid shit in the middle of the street and then just run away. And then he comes back to this country and, you know, we're complaining about literally nothing. So I had it up pretty damn loud, and then right as he screams, he's not screams, but he yells it pretty loud. He goes, "Start running, you fat fuck!" Right when he says fat fuck, the lady came up next to the window and gave me my Big Mac. And I know she heard it. There's no way she didn't hear that. There's no way she walked up to that car and just didn't hear, coming from my black Pathfinder with an Arizona Coyote sticker coming out of it, from within the car, you just hear somebody go, "Start running, you fat fuck!" Sorry, it's high pitched, so it's like, "Fat fuck!" Something like that. Yeah, so I just leaned over and I grabbed it. Jeez. Oh man, I gotta not eat before I record a podcast. That was a bad choice. So that was pretty embarrassing. And then later that night, so after that I went home, and Diamondbacks are getting murked by LA, so I'm like, I'm done. And then I went over to Alex's. By the way, shit, I gotta I gotta wrap this up soon. But I should have talked about this, damn it. Anyways, me and Alex recorded a really good podcast. It was actually a game night. We recorded Alex playing Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. And at first he didn't want to record. He was fine with playing it, but he didn't want to record. He's like, I'm not in a game night mood. I'm like, come on, dude. You gotta trust me. This is like a once in a lifetime thing. Because the first 20-30 minutes of Resident Evil 7 is like the quote-unquote best and also scariest part of the game. So he's like, alright, fine. So he sets it up and we're playing. And he loved it. And it was like an hour and a half. You know, not too bad. We played a little longer than I thought in the game. And he really enjoyed it. He said he doubted me. He's like, sorry I doubted you, man. And I'm like, it's all good. And then the next night, I think, which was yesterday. I think? Yeah. So the next night, he's like, hey, you know, Zane's over here. Let's hang out. And I'm like, alright. So I go over there. And within the first 5 minutes, Zane or Alex, they're like, hey, do you want to play video games? Do you want to play Minecraft? And I'm like, you want to play Minecraft? And they're like, yeah. And they always give shit to Minecraft all the time. But me and Alex played it last year, and we had a pretty fun time. So we played Minecraft. We literally played Minecraft for about 4.5, 5 hours straight. We had to stop in the middle for about 15-20 minutes to update, or do an update, download an update, whatever the fucking term is. But it was a lot of fun. And that got all three of us in the Minecraft mood. So I was like, I'm going to play fucking Minecraft. But it was too late when I got home. So tonight, I started playing Minecraft. And I've only died one time so far. Man. But it's a really fun game. I like Minecraft. It's very nice and peaceful and relaxing. It's simple. It's easy to get. Which is why I didn't like now they're making it too complicated. Ever since they ended that, they had that thing where here's it's like, oh, this is where you go to the Ender world, or the Nether. Sorry, you go to the Nether and fight the Ender dragon, and that's the end of the game. It's like, what? This is getting a little too complex and complicated. This is above my pay grade. If you're picking up, what I'm putting down. But anyways, that's gonna have to be the podcast. I'm gonna wrap this up so I can meet my deadline. I just want to make it to 36 minutes, which is like another 30 seconds. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. I gotta get back to an hour. I missed last week, or last Wednesday, and I recorded on Saturday for only 36 minutes. And now this one's gonna be about 36 minutes. So, that's going to have to be the podcast. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Man, I was not on my A game on this podcast, but whatever. We found out where true love is anyways. Bye.